most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back on a Monday evening, race fans, to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of more Dirt Slingers action. The WIngless 360 Sprint Car Series tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte. Looking at about 15, 16 drivers checked in here tonight for round number 7. Sorry, technical issue there. Right now, the Dirt Track Terror on top of things in the practice session. Couple of minutes till these guys get to qualifying. Minute 45, and the guys will hit the trailers, get a refreshment, get back out there, see who can pull quick time. Haven't been able to get these guys on the stream for a couple of weeks now. Different technical issues with another streamer, and then busy times with other guys. Just different things happening, but we're glad to have them back on. Have them this week. We'll have them next week, and then big event coming up on the 26th. It'll be these same wingless sprint car drivers, but hopefully there'll be a bunch more of them. As the Triple Crown Showdown will be getting going. And the wingless guys are going to have the first round of that on Monday night, the 26th. Official announcement coming out in the next 24 hours or so. We thought we'd have it today, but some of the press stuff was not quite ready. So we got a couple of weeks still to get guys registered for that. So look for it over on Dirt Slingers Racing League's Facebook page. So you can race with some of the best on the service for the week between Christmas and New Year's. And I know some of you guys may be over at Tulsa for the Tulsa Shootout, but that's okay. If you want to race, you go over and you visit old Tim Nichols at Tim Sims, and he'll get you hooked up with one of the rigs where you can get in and race with us for the evening. The driver's just working on getting the track smoothed out a little bit, and then they will get ready to go. Got no time left on the clock, so that means things about to progress. All right, so driver's getting ready to roll out onto the racing service. Let's go watch Vinny Sansone. The old 80 machine here. As he gets on the clock for his first timed lap. Craig Silby also on track. So is Jacob Denny. Greg Sheeran out there as well. Lap one for Sansone and Vinny Sansone. I think they're doing a 3-lap average on these. I think that's why we're watching them do it, and they're not posting time. So I think that was one of the things that Scott started doing in season 1. It really was fun to watch, and the guys kind of enjoy it. So they do 3 laps. They average the time on those 3 laps. That's how they determine who sits on the pole. And right now, Jacob Denny, 14:87, the average for his 3. Sansone completing lap number 3 right there. And Sansone moves to second quick. Craig Silby coming out of turn 2, headed down the back stretch. He'll move into 3 and 4. This is his third and final lap. James Tiernan takes over the top spot, 14:65. Craig Silby, 5th quick. Ryan Caldwell. Caldwell should be down to the end of. There he is at 8th quick. Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer was.
Doesn't make a lap. I'm leaving.
Into tonight's Monday Night Thunder. Had some issues, but still doing good. Here's Brian Cross. Cross on track, and no, the 78 car not looking like he's going to have a lot of speed in that thing. So. So it looks like Cross just trying to finish the last lap. He is not really trying to put down any kind of time. We see Tiny Dancer down there, 12th quick, 3/4 of a second off of the quick time tonight. It looks like that car is broken somehow. He must have clipped something because it is dog walking hard to the left. The back end should not be left of that left front tire, and it is definitely there. Oh, well, we advanced the session right when I was getting ready to take a look at it. So a couple of heat races here. We'll look at our starting lineups. Heat number 1 going to be Craig Silby on the pole. Zach Jurczyk will sit to the outside of that row. Then Vinny Sansone inside row number 2. Next to you, quick qualifier for the evening in the 98, James Tiernan. Trey Schmidt, the 12 car, starts on the inside of row number 3. And then Ryan Caldwell in the 4 will be next to him. And your final row for heat number 1, inside the 78 of Brian Cross, the outside, the 5 of Brandon Steele. Different looks from around the speedway here. These drivers get ready to roll off. Trey Schmidt and Brian Cross. And I thought Cross was on. So Jurczyk gonna be on the pole. Actually, it's going to be Silby on pole. Jurczyk's on the outside of that front row he just got in front of. One more pace lap around. Get the guys ready to go. A couple of drivers already taking the car to the infield. So heat race about ready to go. Going to have about 8 laps. Everybody's going to the feature tonight. Green flag in the air. We're underway. Out of 1 and 2, Silby grabs the lead. Sansone slides up to second, stuck on the outside. Jurczyk falling back to third. Here comes Tiernan. Tiernan trying to drive the 98 car into a top 3 spot at the end of lap number 1. Couldn't get it there, and he'll try again on lap number 2. Top 4 under a blanket. Looks like high-speed pace laps. As they say, side by side. That time, Tiernan finds the wall, and he's going to fall off of that group. Silby got out of shape. Sansone got that. Contact out of that. So Jurczyk grabbing the lead. Tiernan able to slide by. Get into second. Here comes Silby and Caldwell. Sansone relegated back to 5th after the contact. Got the car straightened out. Will stay in contact with your leaders. Halfway home. Heat number 1. We're gone. Not cool. Here comes Tiernan going after the lead through the slider up there on Jurczyk. Jurczyk trying to come back in 3 and 4. They're side by side. Too much momentum off the top side. James Tiernan, leader. At the 2 to go mark. Oh, Jurczyk kind of got the car a little out of shape. Silby got into him. It looks like everybody's going to hold him, keep him going, but Silby fell all the way back to 5th, and Jurczyk's going to fall back to 3rd. White flag in the air this time. Sansone went for the slider, couldn't make it stick. Tiernan is gone 2 seconds. He's already coming out of turn 4. He's going to win heat 1. Caldwell going to hang on for second. Jurczyk 3rd. Sansone 4th. Silby 5th. Then Schmidt, Steele, and Cross in that order. So quick heat in the books. We'll get the second one rolled out here momentarily. There we go. That's better. We'll look at the starting lineup. It's going to be Wade Fields on pole next to Austin Semmelman. Semmelman just making it in here under the wire after leaving the World of Outlaws Pro Race. Trevor Royer is going to start inside row number 2 next to Jacob Denny. Then Craig Sheeran and Tiny Dancer Scott King making up that third row. And then Jacob Schmutz scheduled to be on the back row. I don't know that Schmutz is going to make it out for the heat, as he has decided to take on admin duties and help out in that capacity. So you'll definitely have 6 of them. They'll click off 8 quick laps, and then it'll just about be feature time. Hello, Mr. Nichols. I already told the guys the week of the shootout to come see you if they want to race in the Triple Crown. I'll be calling you this week. Tim's always bad news, but you're worse news, Cody. You had a pretty good run going tonight, Monday Night Thunder, buddy. Oh, not a whole lot going on, Tim. Trying to get through this and trying to get all the final details in order for the Triple Crown deal. We just got a couple of weeks to get that squared away, so. All right, green the next time. Out of turn number 4. Fields and Semmelman on our front row. Pretty salty front row, that is. Pace truck headed in. I'm going to get them ready to break loose here out of turn number 4. Wade Fields held him to the last possible second. Jumps on the throttle. Grabs the lead going into 1 and 2. But Semmelman coming off the top side. Trying to make a race out of the end of lap 1. Fields leads that lap. Denny and Semmelman side by side. They're going to go 3 wide. For the lead for a second. Denny went for the slider. He got in front of Semmelman. But Fields is able to cross him right back over, heading into 3 and 4. And Wade Fields has led the first 2. We'll see if he can lead the third one as he slides across in front of Denny. And now Jacob Denny down the hill. Whole lot of momentum. Pulls alongside into 3 and 4. Long slider. Off the exit of 4. New leader heat 2. Jacob Denny takes it over with 5 to go. I thought Fields was having a problem. Got the car a little out of shape. He's going to keep second. Semmelman tight on the back end of the 71 car. Sits in third. But Trevor Royer now starting to put some pressure on the front pack as the top 4 race nose to tail. Oh, little slider. Got a little wide from Semmelman. Got Fields. Fields clips the fence. Semmelman through the grass. Car may be damaged for Wade Fields. That's going to open things up for Jacob Denny. Way out in front of this one. 1.5 seconds. Trevor Royer off the top side trying to hang on to second, but Craig Sheeran right on his heels coming around. Going to be white flag. One more time. Final heat race of the evening. It is all Jacob Denny, and Denny just riding wide up here at the top. Now brings it down in the middle of 3 and 4. He'll win the second heat. Trevor Royer second. Craig Sheeran third. Wade Fields will hang on for fourth. And old Tiny Dancer will bring the Scott King Designs number 18, or 118, excuse me, across the line in fifth. So the guys are going to have a little bit of warm-up. We're going to let them have it. While we do, let's pay a bill. When we come back, it should be right about feature time. Alrighty. You're watching Dirt Slingers right now with the wingless cars. Drivers getting an opportunity to go out and get some extra laps in. They'd really like to work the track, see if they can widen it out a little bit. Do not forget on a Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, American Dirt Series 360 Sprint Cars back in action again. And then Thursday night, the Elite Performance Industries 410 Wingless Sprint Cars back on the track for another round. All these leagues will be giving the week between Christmas and New Year's to Dirt Slingers so they can do their Triple Crown deal. So be sure you go by Dirt Slingers Racing League's Facebook page. Look for the post that is the announcement and get yourself registered. It'll be wingless sprint cars on Monday night, UMP modifieds on Tuesday, super late models on Wednesday night, and then the last chance qualifier for all of those who did not make it through on their first night on Thursday the 29th, and then on the 30th you're going to bring the top 20 drivers from each of those nights. One big single show. Everybody in the serve at the same time, break it up into heats, and then everybody will run their own feature and a shot at the title, pick up the hardware. But there is racing to do. And we got to get to it. So let's get the starting grid for you for tonight's 30-lap AMA. It's going to be the Dirt Track Terrier, James Tiernan on pole next to Jacob Denny, Ryan Caldwell, and Trevor Royer. Making up a row number 2, Zach Jurczyk. Craig Sherrill in that third row back there. Vinny Sansone and Wade Fields. Row 4, row 5. The Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby. He'll start next to Tiny Dancer, Scott King. Row 6. Trey Schmidt inside, Austin Semmelman outside. We will not have a 7th row. It is scheduled to be on there, but those drivers not coming out for tonight's feature. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Don't forget to go by the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Like, share, and follow. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit the subscribe button. You'll know every single time we go live. Things slowing down just a little bit. I think after the first of the year, we're picking up some more broadcasts. So, another pace lap around. They'll point out where we want these guys to get started, which should be somewhere right about here. And then the next time around, James Tiernan will get us going. All right, pace truck to make the hard left right about here. He'll get out of the way. That means it's feature time. Got 11 of them. Trey Schmidt did not make it out for tonight's feature either, so only 11 cars. Should be a quick one. Green flag in the air, 30. Green flag laps for the Dirt Slingers. 360 non-wing Monday night sprint car series, and James Tiernan out in front. He heads down through 3 and 4 the first time around, and he's going to lead lap 1 with Jacob Denny. Right in his hip pocket, Trevor Royer sitting in the third spot. Ryan Caldwell and Zach Jurczyk 4th and 5th. Everybody's starting to get things feeling out, singled out. Fields and Sheeran side by side back here, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Kind of in a tight box right there. put fourth place in that deal too, because Royer is right in there as he gets a challenge. Here comes Caldwell. All right, Caldwell. Trying to take over the third spot, and he has it by a nose at the line that time by. They stay side by side, two deep. Third and fourth, fifth and sixth. Sheeran and Jurczyk still going at it back there. Now Caldwell. Ever so slightly starting to inch ahead of Trevor Royer. Everybody chasing James Tiernan. Royer now falling back to fourth. Jurczyk behind that. Sheeran behind that. Wade Fields has slid all the way back to the sixth spot. Here comes Craig Silby. Silby's throwing it in hard on the bottom, slides it up to the middle. Tire to tire with Fields at the line that time, and now Silby takes the spot away, and he closed pretty quickly on Sheeran. Almost got in the back of him, had to check it up, and that opens the door for Fields to go right back by. So very brief slider battle there between Silby and Fields. That time Silby went after Sheeran with the slider. Oh, now he's going to lose another spot as Fields goes at him. They're coming. They're going to be three wide coming out of the corner. Austin Semmelman now has his hat in the fight. There's a four-car battle. This is 6th through 10th right there, because Sansone is trailing just behind these guys, watching what's going on here. As you see, Semmelman right down the bottom, left front tire barely on the ground down this front stretch, down the back stretch now, as he is running it on three wheels. Stays ahead of Fields. Let's go back to the front. Tiernan. 0.8 of a second out in front of Denny, and he is just on a Sunday cruise around the top of this place. Royer got back around Caldwell. Now Caldwell's in a fight, and he's got Jurczyk alongside. That's for fourth and fifth. Go on board right here with Zach Jurczyk, who's up against the fence. And he is right rear in the fence down the backstretch. You can see how it grabbed the car and pulled it to the right. Oh, big wreck for Jacob Denny. Jacob Denny into the fence down here. Out of four. Running second. Had it down to about a half a second. Got a little too close. Got the old Tipperoonie going. Right rear got up against the wall. He flips it over. Everybody missed him right there. So we'll slow things down right at halfway. It's going to be Tiernan, Royer, Jurczyk, Caldwell, Silby, Sheeran, Semmelman, Sansone, Fields, King, Denny, Schmidt, and Steele. The last three there, Schmidt and Steele, did not make the call, but they're being scored because they are in the server, or have been in the server. So we should get the one to go. We do. Pace truck headed in. Tierney going to bring them back to the green flag. Ooh, a little herky-jerky on the start. Got everybody kind of rolling. Good thing we didn't have a bunch of contact there. Everybody appears to have gotten away clean. Tiernan staying up on top. Trevor Royer goes to the bottom of that lap. We'll see if he stays there. Now goes back to the top 1 and 2 to keep Jurczyk in check. Jurczyk going for the slider, brings it up the hill. Not quite enough room there. And we'll have our second caution. we will watch right here. Get this backed up a little bit. And Jurczyk went in and up the hill. Gonna be a tough call. I mean, the 90 car could see him there, but he left enough room for him to try to get back on the top side. And Trevor Royer's car, it don't look too bad. He may have a little bit of steering issue. He is going to elect to try to run that thing in and see if they can take a look at it and get anything done with it. Cannot get it lined up into the pit stall. But it's still Tiernan. Then Silby, Sherham, Caldwell, Semmelman, Jurczyk. As Jurczyk all the way back up to third. So put in between Tiernan and Silby. Make it second as he's going to slide in there. Caldwell, Semmelman, Sandstone, Fields, King, and then Trevor Royer. Still in the pits, but we'll see if he's going to be able to roll out. It looks like he is going to be able to roll it back out. That'll drop him 2/11, still on the lead lap. Just under halfway, 13 laps to go. Tiernan back to the throttle, green flag back in the air. Jurczyk still second, Silby third, Sherham fourth, Caldwell fifth, Semmelman in the sixth spot now. Sansone took a peek on the inside, and Semmelman with a rocket shot down the backstretch pulled right alongside. Oh, and big caution right there. Sansone and Caldwell are going to get into it. Let's go watch this one. 4-car down into the corner there. Oh, the car right in front of them got out of shape. And that was Craig Sherham that got down in there. I think the left front clipped one of those implement tires in the infield, and that collected Caldwell and Sansone in that deal. So Craig Sherham a little too tight to the infield that time around. See if we get the one to go this time. Does look like the lights are off on the pace truck. They're going to be 11 laps to go. They drop the green flag. Driver going across the infield. That's looks like Jurczyk, and Jurczyk's with a problem. He is up against a tire barrier in the infield right there. So that'll shake things up a little bit. It'll be Silby second, Caldwell, Semmelman, Sansone, the top 5 when they go back to green right here. And once again, James Tiernan round the top. Down the backstretch, keeps the lead. Silby second. Austin Semmelman now moving up. As he is going to put the 118 car, or the 18 car, excuse me, the 118 is Tiny Dancer. As he'll bring the 18 car up onto the podium. Ryan Caldwell and Vinny Sansone with a battle over the 4th spot. Here comes Denny. Jacob Denny back around the top side, and Denny was quick early. He's got the 61 car riding high, trying to use momentum. Just not able to go much faster than the 4 car. Now splits between Fields and Caldwell. They're 3 wide still for just a second down the backstretch. We're under 10 to go, down to 7. And Tiernan driving away from these guys. Watching the battle right here. 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And now third place, Sansone. And Sansone clips the tire a little bit. He caught that pretty good. Oh, now gets into Silby. He's going to lose the spot. Silby clips the tire. He's going up the hill. Everybody darting and dodging to miss him. A lot of good driving right there. That time, Denny, a little wiggle down the backstretch like he brushed the wall with the right rear tire. Sitting in fourth, trying to pass for third. He's got Caldwell right in the middle. It's Tiernan, Semmelman, 1-2. 4 to go this time. Caldwell right in the middle of the track, still hanging on to third, but Jacob Denny clears him that time down the front stretch. So moved Denny after an early spin, went to the back, has worked his way back to the front. He's inside the top 3. I think he needs a caution if he's going to have a chance to come back up here and maybe snatch this win away from James Tiernan. Austin Semmelman trying to close the gap, and he is just not quite getting there. It'll be 2 to go this time. Gap still over 0.8 of a second. Denny, another 1.3 seconds behind that. Caldwell, Field, Sansone, all in tow behind him. But it has been all James Tiernan terrorizing the dirt track at Charlotte. He takes the white flag, living up to the moniker for sure. Down the backstretch, Semmelman closed it down to 0.7. He picked up a 10th the last time around, but it's too little, too late. As the dirt track terror, James Tiernan picks up the win tonight at Charlotte. Semmelman second. Jacob Denny with a good recovery comes home third. Then Caldwell and Fields 4th and 5th. So we'll give the guys a chance to get around. Park them up on the front stretch. May not get an interview with Mr. Semmelman. I don't know. The guys, Jacob Denny takes his car off as well, so. Gonna have to, man, shadows are bad tonight. Gonna have to try to talk to these guys. If we can, let's see, is Jacob Denny in here? I do not see Mr. Denny. I do see Mr. Semmelman, so I am going to grab him. And we'll change this. Austin Semmelman, are you there?
Yeah.
Well, a pretty good run. You got clear a little late to get to Mr. Tiernan, but looked like the track was pretty racy. How was it out there tonight?
Yeah, me and James are pretty equal there. I just 10 laps behind Silby, mirror driving me like he usually does. So once he fenced himself, I had some clean track and could finally run my line. And yeah, we were pretty even, and would like a restart at him there, but nonetheless, it was a good finish.
Yeah, and it looked like with the limited field, a couple of interesting cautions, and I think you might have got touched by one of those. Somebody clipped the tire on the infield there, and it really made you have to make an evasive maneuver. How hard is it with this car, no wing, no downforce, to make sure that you're pointed in the right direction when you go in the corner?
Oh, it's very important because they're hard to steer once you get in the corner. So yeah, a lot of chaos there. Hard to miss it. Happy I did.
Well, some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head out tonight.
Yep, just you guys for putting this on and giving us the place to race, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week, buddy.
Thanks.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, let's go over here. Let's see if we can talk to tonight's winner. I know he's in here. There he is. There's Mr. Tiernan. James, how you doing tonight, buddy?
You know, pretty good.
Yeah, well, I hope so. You led this thing from start to finish, and you had a pretty big gap there, a couple of cautions, and brought everybody kind of back to you. I think you might have had a chance to get in there and start lapping some of these guys.
I'm actually kind of thankful for that. You know, especially when it's the top was that like thin, and also once you get on top of it, you would get really tight. I think that bit, maybe Denny. I didn't see the accident. I was assuming he biked when he got on the cushion, so it just sketched trying to pass people, especially when you're going a slider line to the cushion. So I'm kind of glad I didn't really have to work my way through lap traffic.
Well, a great race nonetheless. The very, very end there, Semmelman started to close in. I don't know if you knew how close he was, but he picked up a couple of tenths the last 3 or 4 laps. Were you aware that he was starting to close things in?
To be honest with you, not really. I was just making sure to kind of run consistently. I mean, even on that last lap, I decided not to run the cushion just in case I did bike up. So really, at that point, I figured I was in a good enough position. Again, it's one thing for him to catch me. It's another to try and get past me. So I really wasn't mega worried at that point. And with that few laps to go, I think I was in the good.
Well, an awesome run. You're going to pick up the win tonight. Some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you celebrate.
Yeah. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Ergot Real Estate /Roofco. If you're in the Indianapolis region, you need real estate help and or solar panel installation or any kind of roofing done, please give them a shout out. Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by the Tune again, BS Air, Over the Wall Photography, Catch Fence Apparel, Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, and Flow Racing. We actually have a link on our Facebook page, Elbows Up Sim Sport. If you're gonna buy another subscription to Flow Racing, please use our code. That helps us out. Anything to help the community is good for everyone. So lastly, I'd like to thank you guys. Scott King for putting this together, Roger, you for doing the broadcast. It's awesome to have a non-wing league to go run every night, and I'm just happy to be back. I was gone for a little bit, and for this old washed-up racer to come back and finally start doing non-wing again feels good.
Well, if you're old and washed up, can you pass the soap? Because I want to get back on track and maybe try to run towards the front too, and it might help.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win again. I look forward to seeing you back here next week.
Yep, no problem.
You're a winner tonight, folks. James, the Dirt Track Terror Tiernan, picking it up, putting it down, and taking home the checks. Let's look at our results. They'll be quick tonight. Tiernan, Silverman, and Denny, top three. We didn't get a chance to talk to Jacob. Usually like to talk. Oh, he's there. Hold on. Let's go grab Jacob. Before we get out, since I didn't see him in here, Jacob Denny, I didn't see you in the chat. I want to holler at you about your third place run tonight before we get out of here. You there?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see you in the chat. I don't know. You were hiding, so I think you were hiding under Trevor's coat or something right there. I couldn't find you. But you got third tonight, man. You had an early incident. You went way to the back. Had to drive your way through. Tell us about the drive through the field.
It wasn't bad. I had a really good car. Just lost some when it was all bent up there after the flip. But always fun to come out here and race with these guys.
Yeah, it looked like the track was pretty racy, and a lot of guys, like to get in there and they like to go right up against that fence. You were one of those guys. How tough is it to hold the car down with no downforce and keep it right rear out of that fence all night long?
After I flipped, it was kind of had its mind of its own. I kind of just went wherever it wanted me to go. But for the most part, I had like a section in the race there where there wasn't very much racing. They got really good on the top, and you could still kind of move around everywhere, so it made the track pretty racy overall.
Well, an awesome run, third place tonight. Some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
EPI and the good Lord up above for letting me race.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you back next week.
Thank you.
That was our third place finisher. I think he was in the chat the whole time. I just couldn't find his name until everybody kind of cleared out of there. So apologies for that. I had the final results up there, guys. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here, and we greatly appreciate you staying up late on a Monday night with us to watch this. Hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to come back Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, American Dirt Series. 360 sprint cars be back in action. We missed them last week because the update got me. I had technical difficulties and couldn't get into the race in time, but we will definitely be back with them this week. So be sure you tune in for that. And then Thursday night, Elite Performance Industries 410 at WIngless Sprint Cars, Weedfield, and that bunch. You saw them racing here tonight. Most of these guys will go over there and run that with a little bit bigger car. So be sure you tune in for that. For Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, Cody Olson, myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show.